Welcome back, welcome back. It's good to see you again. In preparation for the build ahead, there is, just some things I'd like to chisel out, right? We're going to build something really cool out of a giant piece of wood, and right now we're just going to take some big cuts off and kind of start to get the biggest shape in play, and then we'll go do some fine-tuning cuts. First thing up for me, I think, go ahead and set up some of the color by number architecture I've been building on the last couple of years. And maybe we could talk a little as we go, right? Mostly the structure that I am unpacking here is going to serve our on-disk project architecture, like how this thing sorts. And you're going to find pretty quickly there are several clever reuses of symbols and language to achieve something that I find quite useful. Gonna get us now and UI. Okay, so pretty simple getting started here. We have this overall sense of a business library, and I guess I really came to also find a need for client friendly. You have like a distributed client. There very well may be things you don't want to push the business logic you want to protect. We're going to see common. It lives out here because modules come to know a lot about common, and UI uses common and any expressions there. So it lives up here. It's a library that kind of has this downward flow. You're going to start to really see I'm going to pull this downward flow through our on-disk project architecture. Inside of modules here, we're going to have lazy modules, and we're going to have core modules. In our core modules, we're going to have things like count module, live room module, match module. So core modules within this kind of structure can actually be ported between projects, air quotes, by and large. These are helping us deal with common cross-cutting concerns, such as wrapping Signal R to make it very lovely and easy for everyone to interact with it, offloading some of the integrations with Stripe and different things that come up in financial account management, and known accounts. This idea of someone who's been logged in and visited one or more of the sites and have some number of relationships to those, or in this case a co-host in a live room or a host in a live room, these sorts of things. And then we're going to have this lazy module we keep talking about. Let's call it lane, and there will be other lazy modules. Just to open the folders. Our UI is going to come in a couple of flavors. Almost like that. We'll see. We'll see where I land. Alright. Now within each of these sort of micro application universes we're about to create, right, where these core modules take care of themselves. They know about themselves. Let's look at what one of those might look like. Boom. And this is ultimately going to be the same for all of these. So the core domain logic is going to live here, and then your relationship to persistence, be it external APIs or SQL Server, any framework, DB context, or whatever these look like, your infrastructure layer. I like to kind of separate out how schema as code and data management and seed scripts and all of that is kind of isolated here. The application is going to run into two branches. One branch of the application is for that disconnected client, what's going to be downloaded into the browser, and a wrapper for how that disconnected client can use a very friendly interface to call back to the backend and fetch and update data. And then the other branch of that is when you're in a connected client. So if you're executing on the backend API or by other means are in a connected client where you can talk directly to the database, then you can leverage that application path. Each of these are going to publish WASM modules, Razor class libraries that will ultimately be composed at runtime by one or all of these. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So we're headed in a direction here to get our live poly module pulled up and a thread pulled through here. Quick rundown. Underscores are just being used to force the sort so that like things are near like things. Generally speaking, everything only flows downward. Double pluses are maybe not third party, like in a sense they are, but things we're going to keep at arm's length, right? Like Signal R is all cleaned up and wrapped up and sitting over there and easy to maybe have another iteration on this in a different project, very similar. Like those concerns are wrapped up, and this pairs nicely with the core module, live room modules. Identity server, right? Again, you can kind of feel that. It's like, let's just leave that very, very isolated. Then it's very easy for us to update that and manage that and keep that where it needs to be and not stumble all over and intermingle it anywhere by accident. All right, common is just going to be another Razor class library that everybody's going to use for like common page, master page layout, common state management objects, some events, like just a nice shared base that everyone can use that'll deal with a lot of the look and feel and persistence and multi-tenancy, these sorts of things. Super cool, super cool. I think we're at a place to start filling it in. And it's just going to be a whole lot of .NET new, right? Maybe I go here and then what are we going to call all this glory? SecondTab kernel. And we're just going to keep it going. We'll bring in something fresh for identity. Just double check that as of, like right now, December Eve 23, what's the right answer? Let's get all caught up with .NET 8, the latest and greatest. As we go, we're going to pull through what's the right answer. We'll pull in our Signal R project and redress it. There's nothing like big to be changed there. Go ahead and tap in just enough account and financial and live room to support those core behaviors so that those can be extended to the live polling module. And we'll know that we're done with our MVP when a whole session can be hosted and a report run. All right, I'm excited. Let me just fill in some boring stuff and then I'll pull you back. Cheers. Ha, I missed a silly one. I just want to tap it in here so that we are able to finish what I was talking about. We found down here there will be some deployed endpoints of some sort. And so I'm going to bring that back through all these modules And we're back to the races. Now I'm going to go do all the boring stuff, and I'll be back here in a minute. Cheers.